This is the Draft Guys podcast with Peyton and Niko, and we're coming at you live with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3-round mock draft. First thing we're going to look at is their free agency. And Pete, you see the screen? Is there anything that stands out to you?
Honestly, not really. It wasn't a crazy cycle for the Bucks here. I think they're very much angling themselves for a big draft, which hopefully we're going to get into today.
Let's do it. They got 3 picks in this big draft that they need a hit on. We'll see what they do with the picks. The first selection is going to come at pick number 15, and we're going to watch and we're going to see what the board has for us. So, first thing that jumps off the page to me, they need defensive end. They need outside linebacker. They technically need edge, like a true edge rusher. They need a tight
Yeah.
end, inside linebacker, safety, a lot of defensive spots for this Bucks team. Kenyon Sadiq is on the board to start. Mansour Delane is also on the board. Ruben Bain is also on the board. Jamal McCoy is also on the board. Don't know what's going on. Don't know what's happening. Pete, what are you thinking?
This is a great board for this team. I don't know if Bane's going to fall to this spot, but Sadiq probably will. Delane will. Should maybe. McCoy could. And I like Boston here too. I don't have a first round grade on Boston. But I think this is the one spot I could see him going. I'd rather take, his prototype in the later rounds anyway. Um, I guess the question we have to ask is like, do we take Bane because it's a no-brainer? Like, do we just I think we have to. I don't even think we think about this one. He's like to say he's BPA doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, I mean, if he falls this far, he's my number 6 rated
Yeah.
player on my entire big board. We got to go based on what the mock draft machine gives us. It's at the biggest position of need, defensive end slash edge. So we have to take Ruben Bain here. 15 to the Bucks. This would be the dream for the Bucks
Yeah.
if he does fall. He shouldn't fall. Who knows? We've seen crazier things. We'll move on to their next pick here. And now that they got that out of the way, seeing if maybe Max Clare's on the board, Eli Stowers could be a good fit. But I really want to see what the inside linebacker room is going to look like after Lavonte David just retired. Also need a safety to play next to Winfield in that true back deep safety. They like to play 2 deep safeties. So that's what we're going to be looking for here at pick number 46. Let's see what the machine is going to give us. Okay, so Caleb Banks keeps falling.
Yeah.
He is on the board here. I don't think that they need a defensive tackle. They could take one, not the worst. We're gonna look at the tight ends. Eli Stowers is on the board. Max Clare is on the board. So those are definitely 2 tempting guys. We look at the receivers. Um, I would not go receiver here.
No.
Whoa,
Ooh.
that's wild.
Yeah.
Do they need that though? I don't know. But the fact that he's
Later.
there, some of these ratings are definitely a little skewed. Pregnon is there too. They could use a offensive guard. That could be interesting. Um, already went edge. Could go a linebacker, a true green dot. Brandon
Yeah.
Cisse on the board too.
Rodriguez being there feels pretty tempting here, outside of Banks, because that's the obvious pick. I think BPA wise, I think Rodriguez is probably the highest graded player on my board left. He is for sure the highest graded player on my board left. So get that linebacker in there. This is such an amazing linebacker class. I mean, there's dudes in every round that can start in the NFL immediately. And I think he will be my LB3 above Anthony Hill Jr. behind CJ Allen. So I'm very high on Jacob Rodriguez. If that's how you feel, I think he's the pick here.
I think he also is the pick here. They truly need that linebacker. It's probably a higher need than the tight end and maybe even the defensive end spot. It's also realistic too.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be too hyper unrealistic. We've taken in a previous mock the Ruben Bain, Caleb Banks combo with the Ravens, the team right ahead of them. So we're going to go a little bit different. Jacob Rodriguez is going to go here at 46. We're going to move to their final pick and see what's on the board for this Bucks team. I really want to see a safety or a tight end, maybe even a wide receiver at this spot. They could go BPA if somebody does fall, but the board's been kind of the same. So let's see what ultimately can go. We just saw Eli Stowers went. We're not going to have to go there anymore.
Oh, Max Clare, man,
Max Clare did
killing me.
go as well. So Okay.
Ooh, Malachi Lawrence is still there.
Malachi Lawrence is still there. They did
They went
take
edge
the edge
already.
already. Jadarian Price is there also. I don't think they need a
Hmm.
running back, but I mean, just the BPA. If we're talking about this spot, I don't think you go tight end here unless you're going to develop a crazy guy. You're not going to go quarterback. Malachi Lawrence is here. No, oh, Josiah Trotter, but you already took a
Mm,
linebacker.
yeah,
Um, Benny Corner, AJ Halsey could be a good pick.
Halsey
Um,
here. Yeah.
I don't know,
Mm.
Peter. What are you thinking?
I think I'm tempted by Lawrence. I mean, I think that they have such a needed edge rusher, and Bain and Lawrence do very different things. I think I don't mind doubling up in this spot at that position. I think that if I was the general manager, I think that's what I'd do. I think I would double up and take him. I will say Price. Um, and why am I blanking on his name? Bucky Irving can do very different things as receivers. They would complement each other well. Um, I mean, as running backs. Hmm. I don't know. What do you think? Would you take Price or would you take Lawrence?
It's re-signed Sean Tucker. Obviously, Rashad White ended up walking. He
Yeah.
had issues with Bucky Irving last year. I want to go Malachi Lawrence, but Jadarian Price is way too high on my board to not
Yeah.
take here. He's higher on your board than mine, but for me, he's falling at the number 43. We're at pick number 77. So I say Jadarian Price is the pick here. What do you think?
Yep, I agree. He's 35 for my board, so I absolutely agree. This is by far BPA.
Yeah, we're gonna put that pick in and we're gonna look at a really good mock draft for this Bucks team. Obviously, Ruben Bain falls to 15. They take Jacob Rodriguez at their next second round pick and Jadarian Price at their third round pick. Pete, on how do you feel about that mock?
This is a great mock. I think this would be awesome if this would happen in real life for the Bucks. You get an instant impact, one of the best edge rushers, I think the best edge rusher in the draft, in Ruben Bain. And then you get a guy that's going to be a linebacker for you for a long time with Jacob Rodriguez. And then I think a running back that can be a running back for you for a long time because there's a lot of tread on those tires for Jadarian Price. So I think you get three, not only starters, you get high quality starters with all three of these picks, and that's the win.
Book it in, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thank you guys so much for watching.